And welcome back to Noon Edition. Dr. Bill Angel of OSU-Lima is here, and we're going to be talking about that upcoming August special election. And the biggest issue that people are looking at is issue 1, and it has to do with the Ohio Constitution. Why is this on the ballot?
That's the only issue. And that's the only issue that's on the ballot. And there's been some controversy because back in December, Secretary of State Frank LaRose was opposed to it, said it made no sense. It was harmful to the state because this is typically August elections, special elections are low turnout. And so you allow a minority of voters to basically make it a fundamental change in the Ohio Constitution. It should not be on the ballot.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be looking at probably record low numbers of turnout.
We'll be lucky to get 30%.
Right. So you were telling me before we came back on the air here, there's really two main reasons why this is even being brought up.
Yeah, one is abortion, because there is an issue out there that could be placed on the ballot come November that would restore freedom of choice for women to have an abortion. And the other, but I think the real reason, is the redistricting reform that would allow for a truly independent commission, not the state legislature, to draw congressional districts. That's what Republicans in the legislature are really afraid of, and that's why they're fighting so hard to get this thing through. And that's why they cynically put this on the ballot in August, because they knew it would be a low turnout, and they knew it would be difficult to pass.
Yeah, we've seen this.
Likely to pass.
This redistricting has just been coming up for a couple of years now. The Supreme Court has kept mandating that they draw new lines. Well, we can't because nothing has changed, so they say, and all kinds of excuses, and this has just really become crazy.
Well, it's a power grab is what it amounts to. And I think that the problem is that if this passes, it will make it virtually impossible for a citizen-led initiative to get on the ballot. It requires, first of all, 60% approval, which is very hard to get. Second of all, it requires you to get signatures from all 88 counties. And so one county, a small county like Benton County, could basically stand in the way of getting in the way of what other Ohioans might want to have the right to vote on. And I mean, so you won't see, we've had 31 of these citizen-led initiatives since 1913. How many have passed? 17. 17 out of 31. It's still very hard to get through, but now they want to make it even impossible. It makes no sense, and there's no way it can be justified. I mean, talk about elevating the standards, but this eliminates any possibility that a citizen-led initiative can get on the ballot and give the voters the right to vote on it. That's the thing. Give the voters the right to vote on something. That's what the issue is.
So let's look at where the state constitution stands right now. It's 50 plus 1, 50% plus 1. Yeah. Now this new amendment is we want to move it to 60% plus 1.
But the real kicker here requires signatures. 5% of voters, eligible voters in all 88 counties, have to sign a petition to get it on the ballot. I mean, that would make it virtually impossible for a citizen-led initiative to get anything on the ballot that might involve changing the Constitution. And the thing we have to know is that a lot of the school district rebuilding and it took place during the Taft administration, that was made possible by an initiative legislation like this. And you can see you get this legislation on the ballot to build school buildings. It's not going to pass. It wouldn't pass because of this.
And just looking backwards, how many times has the Constitution been changed like this?
31 times, citizen-led initiatives, 17 have passed.
So it's really an uphill battle.
It's really an uphill battle, even as it stands. And to say elevate the standards, I mean, give me a break. This eliminates any standards of having any possibility of citizen-led initiative getting on the ballot. It should be rejected.
And if I'm right from the advertisements that I've seen on TV, a no vote is voting against, because sometimes they use the wording to try to confuse you.
They can't do that. A no vote means you're against it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Bill Angel, thank you so much for the clarification and your thoughts on this whole situation. It'll be interesting to see how many people really do go to the polls. And we'll be back as Holly will have a look at medical when we come back.